Hey everybody, welcome back. Looks like we started with 13 folks today. That's a good start. Normally people show up during the warm-up. Good on you for not skipping that. This is, for those of you who are UW Swing Kids, the last official lesson of the quarter. So you've made it all the way this far with the weirdest quarter of your college lives probably. So good on you. We're going to be doing a bunch of dancing today obviously, but it's all going to be to music from Jonathan Doyl's new album. I've got a link down there in the doodly-doo so you can check that out. If you would pick that up for us, that would be great. If you do it this weekend, he gets all the money instead of Bandcamp taking a cut, so that's awesome too. And if you haven't yet, go ahead and check out on Eastside Stomp and on the Seattle Lindy Hop group, on the group pages. Caleb Elwert just put together a collection of artists who are donating the money they get for their CDs to really cool causes like Black Lives Matter and peripherals of that. So if you're curious how you can help out and also get good jazz at the same time, check out those. It's in Seattle Lindy Hop group and East Side Stomp group. That's where we posted those so far. In about 2 minutes when we get started, we'll be dancing to one of my favorite tunes by a guy named Johnny Hodges called Castle Rock. This is Jonathan Doyl's take on it, but it's a Johnny Hodges tune that we dance to all the time. You'll recognize it when we get going. The thing about today is we're trying out a whole new setup. So I would love to hear from you in the comments and also just afterward you can let me know how it worked for you. So you may notice that instead of the random Stage 10 logo over here, we have Syncopation Foundation logo, which is nice because we're running it a little bit more DIY. The other cool thing is I have a sound person. This is Matthew. He's doing all my tech support today. So if things get wonky, please do put it in the comments, and he can jump on that maybe even before I see the comment, because he's got his own stuff open over there. So let us know how it goes. If you like it as well, please let us know that, and we'll keep doing things this way. Starting next week, we're going to use this to hopefully also get a Facebook Live video going up at the same time, so we can access some more folks. And if you are a Patreon subscriber, we're going to have some special options for you to be able to be more interactive in the classes. If you're curious about that, stay tuned. We'll get more info out as we figure out the tech end, but that should be in the next week or so. If you're not a Patreon subscriber yet, you can go join us at patreon.com/Syncopation Foundation. We are a nonprofit that just does dance things, so if you got some spare change, we'd love to keep doing those dance things and supporting jazz in the world. Okay, we're going to get started with a warm-up. So find yourself some space. Make sure you're not going to run into anything breakable near you or that might break you. If you have a slick floor, awesome. If you don't have a slick floor, maybe put on some socks or something so you can slide around a little bit. And this is to Castle Rock by Jonathan Doyl. if you can hear me, give a little wave or thumbs up or something so Matthew knows that we're succeeding over there. And otherwise, I hope you're all warmed up, or at least warmed up enough to start thinking. The next tune we're going to do is another Jonathan Doyl from his new album. Let's listen to that together real quick. This is Shoes on a Wire. A couple quick things about it. One of them is Doyl does things with rhythm, and I mean that in two different ways. One of them is he's got this all the way through the song, and we're going to try and keep that kind of feeling going the whole time. You can hear it a bit in the saxophone because he just plays that way, but really listen for it in the string instruments, the bass or the guitar, and anything that's kind of back there, kind of chung chung chung. If you want to look up the universal, like, ultimate example of how to do that kind of rhythm, listen to anything by Count Basie, basically ever. There's a guy named Freddie Green playing guitar in his band who played with him for 40-something years on the same gig, but would just play quarter notes. Tung, 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 almost all the time. So look up Freddie Green, he's got some good stuff there. You'll probably find him more in Count Basie than you will in Freddie Green, because he took solos twice that I know of on recordings. Most of the time he just played those quarter notes, but those quarter notes were designed for dancers. Like, that just makes the thing drive. So we're going to listen for that when we're dancing to this. The other thing that he does is he kind of does these weird, unexpected rhythms in the melody on top. So we won't always have this nice melodic, like you might hear Snow White sing it over the top of it. We're going to have kind of dirty, like, surprise rhythms going on. So if you listen to that first little bit one more time. So you got two things going on. One of them is the even numbers and one of them is the odd numbers. So the rhythm underneath is going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And the melody's going 1 and a 3, a 5. And you're hitting all those odd numbers with that one. So you want to look for both of those in moves. I'll give you some tips on how I'm interpreting that, but feel free to listen to it too and be like, but I want to do the 2s and 4s here, or I really feel that melody thing, and interpret it yourself. Matthew, you see that comment about the noise? So let's get started on the choreography a little bit. We're going to start off doing a corkscrew like we've done before. This is very similar to our Susie cue, and then I'm also going to open my opposite knee though. So we're going to dig that right heel into the ground, and as I peel my foot open, I'm going to let my left knee open the other direction. So I'm going ba-da, ba-da. So I got 1 and a 2. Ba-da, ba-da. Now it's right, left, right, left. Then we're going to repeat that. Ba-da, 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 ba-da. So we're just kind of going back and forth in that thing, following Doyl's saxophone line. So 5, 6, 7, 8. Ba-da, 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 ba-da. Now we're going to hop. Ba-da, ba-da. And get facing stage left. And then we're going to crawl heel toe, 4 times total. So 5, 6, 7, 8. Ba-da, 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 ba-da. 5, 6, 7, 8. One more time. 5, 6, 5, 6, 7, 8. Ba-da, 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 ba-da. 5, 6, 7, 8. If you listen really closely to the music, I don't know if it's musicians or dancers, but somebody's clapping on the track too. So they'll go da 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 ba 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 ba. So if you feel like doing that clap in there, more power to you. I promise I will do it about half the time and forget the rest of the time. So we're gonna do the same thing on the other side now. Yeah, 1 and a 3, a 5, a 6, 7, and a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now we're on the left side. 1 and a 3, a 5, a 6, 7, 8, a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. By count 7, I want to have my weight on my left foot there. So I'm doing that crawl. 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm going to start to pivot around my left foot to face stage left one more time. Cool. Awesome. Thanks, team, for taking the care of the tech for me while I'm dancing. So let's try that all together from the top, both sides. 5, 6, 5, 6, 7, 8. Ba-da, 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 da-ga, ba-da, da. 5, 6, 7, 8. Ba-da, 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 da-da, ba-da, da, da. 5, 6, 7, 8. And we're pivoting around on that left foot. One of the ways I use to turn myself fast enough is I bring my right leg in toward my left leg. So I'm bringing that in here, and that coming together helps me turn. Because we need to be facing that way pretty quick. And then we're going to do these kind of cross, cross, cross. I have to let my body slant a little bit. So we're going to the left first with our right foot. Slide, rock, step, slide, rock, step. Try that with me a little bit. Slide, rock, step, slide, rock, step, slide, rock, step, slide, rock, step, slide, rock, step. We're only doing one on each side, but we're doing it a couple of times. So make sure you're comfortable with that. If you have questions on it, hit me up because it is coming up again in a moment. So we just did this way. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're on our left foot now. And we're going to do a move that I originally stole from Frida Segerdal, the Swedish dancer, but she totally just took from Frankie and flipped over to the follower footwork. So it's a Frankie Manning choreo as far as I know. He uses it at the top of his swing outs, as did Frida. But it goes kick, kick, ball change. So we've been going 1, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8. We're on our left foot. I'm going to twist like I'm doing swivels. So I'm driving that from my hips. But instead of taking a step here, I'm just going to kick that foot. And I'm kind of going for a straight leg kick. If you're really inflexible in your hamstrings, like most of us probably are from sitting and watching Netflix during quarantine, you might not get all the way straight on that leg, but close enough. So we're here on our left foot. We go kick, kick. I'm switching immediately over so the foot that just kicked takes my weight as I twist and pick up and kick my left foot. So we were finishing that crawl on this side. 5, 6, 7, 8. We went over here. We did 1, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8. Kick, kick. And I have that twist, twist while it's happening. The really important thing at speed is that twist is not coming from my feet trying to go wide. It's actually my sort of the lazy Susan in my midsection twisting my hips. So imagine that 5-year-old kid at the park dancing. That's the kind of muscles you're going to be using on this one. Kick, kick. So I'm really isolating my chest, keeping it strong and in front of me, and letting my hips do the rotation there. So let's go all the way from the top with music and see how we're doing. We kind of blitzed that first half. So if you have questions, first quarter, if you have questions, hit us up. Awesome. How'd it go? On a scale of 1 to, still alive, rocking it. We're going to keep plowing ahead with this because I want to get to the end of this phrase because the music kind of ties up nicely. But if you do have questions, hit me up. We're experimenting with 2 computers on different sides of the room for me. But Matthew will translate for me if I don't notice something. So keep me posted. So we just finished kick, kick, ball change. We're going to tie in a little bit of some choreo that we used a few weeks ago to a Jonathan Doyl song as well. We went kick, kick, ball change. We're going to step down with your left foot. Sweep your right foot around, cross over, and we're going to pick up your left knee going away from your audience. And scoot back with that. So by throwing my leg up, it pulls me back in the room. So this section goes kick, kick, ball change, cross, swoop, step, up, down. Let's do that at about half the speed of smell. So we'll go 5, 6, 7, 8. Kick, kick, ball change, cross, sweep, cross, up, down. Again, 5, 6, 5, 6, 7, 8. Kick, kick, ball change, cross, sweep, down, up, down. Cool. Again, we're going to come back to that, but I would love to know if you have specific questions. Oh, Katie, me too. If you have specific questions, let me know. But flying ahead, we're going to go back into that sweepy bit that we did before, on the same side as before. So after our kick, kick, ball change, cross, sweep, and up, down, I'm immediately putting that weight on the left foot and sticking my right leg across like I'm going for a stroll. That's going to take me over to stage left again. So I went 1 and 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8. We're right into it. We have one count less to get into it than we had the first time, because the first time we went 5, 6, 7, 8, 1. This time we're landing on 8, so we got to go right into it. So we go 1 and 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 3, 4. So you really got to kind of throw that out there. I'm powering that through my standing leg, not the reaching leg. So I'm making the line with my right leg here. So my left leg in the back is what's powering that. And it's definitely coming from my core and my glutes. So let's just do from the kick, kick, ball change. Kind of nice and slow, and see how it goes for us. 5, 6, 5, 6, here we go. Kick, kick, ball change, cross, sweep, down, up, down, reach, rock, step, reach, rock, step. Awesome. Either YouTube is slow or you don't have questions, so we're going to plow ahead with music. When we do it with music, it's going to feel a little bit quick, and this is always the case when you're dancing something you don't have memorized yet. So give yourself some grace on that, but try and get the basic weight changes down. Don't worry as much about the styling yet, because we're memorizing so fast. If we were just jamming and I was like, yeah, we're just dancing, I would say worry more about the styling because we're improvising, we're throwing down. But because you're trying to learn a routine in an hour, I'd recommend focusing on those weight changes first, which foot has the weight, and then kind of where you're leaning over that weight as well. And add the styling as you have a chance to practice this later. I'm not going to touch the table again, I hope, because I realized I just shook it. Sorry, team. All right, here we go. From the top with music. Remember, we're starting with that corkscrew, ball change, corkscrew, ball change. And... Not used to my convenient music placement yet. Cool. Looks like things are going well. I didn't touch the top of the table. I just bumped it with my knee. Cool. Let's try it a little bit further. We're going to finish out that phrase. We got 8 counts left, and then we're halfway through. This step is going to be a little bit quick. This is one that was often done in like a cakewalk setting, but we're going to update the move a little bit for our choreography. So the basic step is like that shoe shine thing from Tranky Doo, but really freaking fast. So it goes ba-doo, 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 ba-doo. But we're gonna go ba-doo, 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 ba-doo. So let's listen to that in the music real quick. Beat it, right? So it's pretty quick. Left, right, right, left, left, right, right, left, left, right, right, left. The trick to it is I'm putting the weight on the first step, and I'm just tapping the ground on the second one. I'm not putting weight on that second sound. So I go beat-a, 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 beat-a. Practice that on your own a bunch with a mirror or with a camera so you can actually see how it looks. It's really easy to have that one get just sort of like fake tap dancey. I want to get really sunk into that back leg, and I don't want my weight to get too far forward. I want to let that sink down, like I'm doing a squat with weights. So my weight stays a little bit further back. That gives me control to change things up faster. So we just finished. Beat-a-da-da-da-da, beat-a-da-da-da, beat-a-da-beat-a. So after we came around this side, I stepped with my left. I did a rock step. I'm going to step with my right underneath me, and then my left. So the way this is happening with weight changes is I'm just going right, left. But because that's boring, we're making it beat-up, beat-up. The next count, on count 4, we're going to bring our feet together and split our weight. We don't actually have an even split on this, which you don't hear me say very often. So we've gone beat-up, beat-up, beat-up. And I'm actually using my hands here, both to bring the look together, but also just to balance me as I'm splitting my weight. So I'm kind of bringing everything in toward the middle. And you can do that however you want to. You can be like, whoo, or you can be like, however you want to do it. So we've gone beat-up, beat-up, beat-up. Now we're going to crawl out with our feet. And when I say crawl, I usually mean going heel-toe somewhere. We're going to do it away from each other. So I'm going out with my heels. We're going out with our toes. We're going out with our heels. And then we're keeping the weight forward. We're coming back in with our heels. So it goes heel, toe, heel, heel. This is a little nod to a guy named Ray Shelbred who plays piano in the Seattle area. Because he plays Chicago-style piano, which has a lot of moving your hands opposite directions and back together. And we were just listening to a bunch to Jonathan Doyl playing with Ray. So it's in my head and my heart. So you want to keep that walk away and together, as opposed to going one way right now. If you don't have that yet, practice it. It's a really useful skill to be able to isolate those directions. It happens in things like this too. So if you've got that skill, you can use it in lots of places. Checking on things here. Cool, awesome. So we just finished the swoopy bits, right? So the first part of that went here, here. We did our Frankie thing, kick, ball change, step, slide, cross, up, down. We do it again, and again. And then we're into this kind of really fast part. Make sure you're centered. So after this part here, here, I'm bringing my feet under me, and I'm kind of swinging my body like a bell. You'll notice my shoulders and my head don't move much on that. So I went here, here, beat up, ba, 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 ba. And that last walking coordinate part is just 5, 6, 7, 8. Just nice and easy, straight sounds. So let's go all the way from the top and see how that went. As per usual, because we only have a limited amount of time here, I'm going to keep plowing ahead. If you want me to slow down on a part, or give you, if like later on I'm going to wish I had a slow-mo version of that recording when I rewatch this, let me know and I'd love to help you out with that. But as we run through this one more time with music, what I would like you to do this time is, if you're holding on for dear life, you're just like, I'm trying to get the steps, awesome. But if you have a little bit of extra bandwidth, try to focus on the kind of feeling of the song. Because I think you'll notice that sometimes it's like in your face, and sometimes it's a little bit swoopy, and sometimes it's a little bit chill, even just in these 8/8 counts that we've done so far. So try and find a way to interpret that in your body. Maybe that's literally just getting closer to the ground. Maybe getting closer to the ground feels more intense. Maybe getting closer to the ground feels more soft. But fiddle with it. Start to think with that problem while we dance it. So from the top, once more with music. And the good news is, that's half the choreography. So we've got some time to do reps. There's a little tricky part later, but we have some time. If you have questions, hit me up. Otherwise, we're plowing ahead. Good on ya. So we just finished our crawl out and back in. Wham, bam, bam, bam. On 5, 6, 7, 8. Now we're going to slow it way the heck down. And I will tell you right now, this part feels like it wants to be faster, but it's not. So really focus on what the counts are. Sometimes that can really help if you think, okay, I have this many counts. And also focus on the feeling. So it's kind of wafting. We just did daga 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 daga. Da 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 boo ah ooh ah ah. Now we're going to get into kind of some swooshy bits. So we've got counts 1, 2, 3. Is just, I start with just a rondejam on my right leg, so I'm bringing it around, and I let that start to carry me. So I'm going to come out to the side, and bring that foot in front, and let that help rotate me around. So try that a couple of times. If you're on a sticky floor, this is still totally doable. A couple of things you can do are hop on your foot. You can just hop every quarter note to get you around. Another thing you can do is you can walk kind of heel toe, and work your way through that. What works for me a lot is a mix of those two. I'll just stay on the ball of my foot, but I'll click my heel as I go around. And that helps me break that friction a little bit. The big secret to turning in Lindy Hop is that you don't have to be a really good turner. It's not like ballet where you try to make it as difficult as possible by forcing yourself up from underneath and you're up on the forced arch or the up on point and you're trying to... We do it the easy way. We have this gyroscope of our quarter note pulse that gets us through here. So even if we're doing this, and I'm keeping it smooth, I want to kind of keep that rhythm in there, unless you make an artistic choice to take it out for just a second. But most of the time I'm going to have that there, so if you need to break that friction, it's already built in if you have that pulse. So, we got 3 on one foot and 3 on the other foot. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So our weight changes there are first on an odd number, and then on an even number. So it switches in the middle of the same 8 count. We went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This kind of rhythm comes up a lot in jazz, where you're like, are they doing a waltz? No, it's normal. It goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And you use that last 2 counts to kind of square it up again with what we're expecting. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. On that 7, 8, I'm staying on my left foot. And I come all the way back around to face front again. So just that much, dropping onto your left foot on 1, we go 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. As this one gets faster, it gets easier. So if you're having a hard time now, great, it gets easier. One thing I will say though, is that last one, you're gonna have to stop your body before probably count 8. Your leg doesn't have to stop though. So we've gone 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I can make that circle just from my hip. And the idea is we're going to cross over and step onto that right foot in a cross on 1. So with the sweeps it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1. And we're landing on that right foot on count 1. That's starting a jazz square or a box step. If you talk to Chester Whitmore, he will say it's not a box step. It's a contemporary box step. It doesn't even make a box. He would say box step is something from partner dancing. But we're going to go across and back and step in front to the side. So you have 1, 3, 5, 6, 7. When I'm speeding something up like this box step, you can double down on it a little bit by attacking your audience, by moving forward on those last 2 steps. So we start off with, and I can come at you during those last steps. If you have space in your dance space, I recommend it. If not, doing those steps basically in place is totally fine. I have to be careful because I'll either get off the camera or hit the piano, so I'll do something in between. But choose your own adventure. So we had a sweep. So 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 3, 5, 6, 7. Cool. And before that, we had the 5, 6, 7, 8. So let's just do that 5, 6, 7, 8 into the sweeps so we get used to that transition. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 5, 7, 1, 3, 5, 6, 7. One more time and I'll count better. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 3, 5, 6, 7. Cool. Looking good. All right. I'm assuming it's looking good. Y'all look great. We're gonna add on the last little bit of the routine. We're actually pretty much 3/4 of the way through. There's a bunch of finishing touches I want to put on if we have time. But this is a great time to take a moment if you want to type something in the comments and ask questions without losing what's going on. I'm going to cue up the song, and we're going to try and go through the whole thing at speed. If you're like, okay, we could do that, but I'm going to fall apart at this point, that's a great thing to ask me about because we can go through and help with transitions. I'm only getting around once, Laura, on that sweep turn. It's just really, really friggin' slow, so it'll feel way slower than it is. If you want to be fancy, more power to you. If you want to go 1, 4, 7, 1, awesome. But for this choreo, it's one turn. And if you want to show off ballet persons, you can do that. Cool. So let's get through the whole thing of music and look for those trouble spots and type them up if you got them. Cool. Awesome. I didn't know that last phrase because I want to come through and then readdress some of the steps and put some actual styling on them and musicality. We don't usually have time for that. We're going to get, lies. We're only halfway through this phrase. But we're going to do some basic Lindy Hop stuff here. We're doing a triple step that way. And as we do that, we're getting lower. So we just came around 1, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. Triple step. We're going to gather up underneath ourselves in a pretty sharp, like someone punched you in the gut and you're going, but maybe a little bit more dancey and less pain. So we finished 1, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. Triple step, hop, triple step, hop. So what we're used to in Lindy Hop is a triple step, 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 triple step, step, step. 2-beat unit, 2-beat unit, right? Doyle does that sometimes. This is not that time. So we got 1 and 2, 3, 4, and 5. So again, we're doing that 1, 4 thing that we did on the turn. So we're keeping that kind of piece to it. So 1 and 2, 3, 4, and 5, 6. And then again, to take it out of that 3-4 time feeling and go back to our 4-4 time feeling, we're going to do a 2 count tag at the end. So we have 1 and 2, 3, 4, and 5, 6, 7, 8. So we're just doing the same thing, sans triple step, and making it work that way. So let's go back to our jazz square. We got 1, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. Triple step, step, triple step, ha, step, ha. And that gather wants to have a downward pulse as well. So if you're feeling like, cool, this is an easy part, I've got brain space to focus on. After we do triple step, don't just go up and lock it, keep that quarter note pulse going. So triple step, down, triple step, down, step, down. I don't want to have that rhythm going on the whole time. So we would know what song you're dancing to even if the music's not playing, which in the world of live stream classes sometimes happens. So let's go to our sweeps. We've got 1, 4, 7, 1. 5, 6, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Laura, I like your 2 turns idea. If you want to do 2 turns, more power to you. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. Triple step, 1, triple step, hop, step, hop. 1 and 2, 3, 4, and 5, 6, 7, 8. I really recommend some of these weird rhythmy parts, singing it along with me. So it's literally saying like triple step, huh, triple step, huh, or whatever your version of that is. If you're free to, it's beep-a-dee-ah, beep-a-dee-ah, beep-ah. And she manages to be badass and cute at the same time. I don't know how. The last bit here is going to be a touch turn. So we've gone triple step, hold, triple step, hold, step, hold. Now this right foot is going to hook behind me and to bring me around, but my weight stays on my left foot, and that's super important. So as I hook behind, I push myself off the floor that way, but my weight stays on the left foot the whole time. Remember our lessons about being able to balance during turns? If I keep that quarter note pulse, I don't have to balance, the bounce does the balance for me. It's a little bit like this at first, but I promise it helps out long term. So let's go from our triple steps. 5, 6, 7, 8. Triple step, bounce, triple step, bounce, step, bounce. 1, 2, 3, 4. That turn feels slow right now with the music. It's a little bit crazy until it's memorized. So try and be efficient on that. Try and keep your body a little bit tight on that touch turn, because we don't have a ton of time when the things are happening. The last bit for this phrase is actually Suzy cues, which we've practiced over several weeks so far. And we're going 5, 6, 7, 8. So you got 4 counts of Suzy cues. Remember, the crossing on the Suzy cue happens on the odd number, so that's count 5. That's why we have to stay on the left, because we're going 5, 6, 7, 8. And I would love to get lower as we Suzy cue on that one. So you can watch or you can dance along however you want. I'm going to go from that first sweeping turn through that piece. So a real quick reminder, it's sweeping turn. After that, we've got our jazz square. Then we have our triple steps. And then from there, we're going into our touch turn. This is a little bit weird, right? Because we're going triple step, hold, step, and I have to turn back over my left shoulder on this touch turn. So be ready for that. And then from there, we're into our sweepy cues. So from the sweepy turns, 5, 6, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1 and 2, 3, 4 and 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Again, 5, 6, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1 and 2, 3 and 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Awesome. Cool. Let's go from the top with music. Again, giving you a second right now. If you have questions for me, fire them into the comments. Maybe if you're Laura, they'll turn into the actual choreo. Also, if the sound is working or if it's not, go ahead and let Matthew know, just so we know where we're at with this, and I would appreciate that. Thanks. All right. With music. Also appreciate Matthew went to the recording and cranked up Doyle counting us in, so I don't have to. So that is Jonathan Doyl's voice. See, I forgot the touch turn that time. Cool. Awesome. Looks like it's working for us. Well, we're going to try that again in a little bit, but I want to try and plow through all the way to the end of the choreo, because for me at least, often the hardest part of memorizing choreography is what comes next. The moves themselves aren't always that tricky. It's just going, okay, but we do that somewhere in the routine. Which part is now? And it's like writer's block, right? You get 3/4 of the way through the routine and then go, did I leave the gas on? Like, I've got no idea what's going on. I just get a blank. So repeating the whole thing with music can be really useful for that. I also recommend, this is something that I do that I don't know how common it is, but I know it's a useful thing for me, if you can count the song along like with your steps, so instead of thinking, okay, the music sounds like ba-da, 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 da-da, da-da, da. Sometimes the steps will line up with that, and sometimes they won't. But I would go, my footwork here goes, ah, ah, and I'll have that part of it kind of memorized all the way through. Once you have that song, if your feet mess up, your brain will go, something's not right, and you'll be able to practice it a little more clearly. So, do that thing. Cool. Plowing on to our last phrase of this particular choreo. We're going to get a little bit loud here, so practice your soft claps if you need to for housemates or whatever. We're in this part of the song. Let's see if I can, my timestamps don't work at the moment. So we're back to that original theme where it goes da 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 da, and we're just going to go right along with them. So we're going to go clap, slap, step. We're starting on the right side. Ba da ba da ba da ba da. And we're going to go exactly what they're doing. So let's practice that together about 4 bajillion times. Just because we'll own it that way. So 5, 6, 7, and. And at the end, we're going to kind of put a period at the end of the sentence with a step clap. And those can be a little more decisive. Most of the time, I want to be really aware of which side of my body I'm on. So if I'm doing the right side, my weight's on the left. And on the clap, I'm shifting my weight to the right. So let's try that again. 5, 6, 7, and. 5, 6, 5, 6, 7, and. So 5, 6, 7, and 1, and 3, and 5, and 6, 7, 8. So 1, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. Checking on things. Cool. Let's try it again. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, and 3, and 5, and 6, 7, 8. The way that works with my hands is I'm letting my hand kind of roll down and back in a circle, and that gives me a flow, so I don't have to do individual points of memorizing. I can just go blah, blah. So ba-da, ba-da, ba-do, ba-da. So the knee is an extension of the clap that I'm already doing, and that makes it way easier for me. Look, I was doing the thing before you asked. I feel so proud of myself. So we have 5, 6, 7, 8. Ba-da, bo-da, ba-do, ba-da, boom, ba. And the trick is you want to stand on your left foot on that last one so you don't accidentally get stuck and not have that foot free. Let's try it again. 5, 6, 7, 8. Ba-da, bo-da, ba-do, ba-da, boom, ba. When you're doing something weird and tricky like this where you're going to be really focused on the rhythm, totally go back one move and be like, okay, cool, what is that transition? Be really proactive, because the transitions are where you're going to lose it, and you'll get to this and you would have nailed it, but you just forgot it was coming, right? So let's go back. The phrase before this is the one that starts with the sweepy turns, which means it's the one that ends with the Suzy cues. 5, 6, 7, 8. We're on that left foot. Sorry if my claps are obnoxiously loud. I'm used to clapping for a class full of 100 people, not for a microphone that's in the same room I'm speaking to. Cool. If you have other questions, fire them on there. I usually have a little bit of delay, so I'm not ignoring you if your question goes up and I didn't answer right away. I'm just waiting for me to notice that it's loaded. But I will come back and deal with those. So let's go back and we're going to dance this whole phrase with the jazz square and everything, and we're going to go all the way up to the clappy bits. So it goes sweepy turns, jazz square, we have our triple steps, we have our touch turn with the Suzy cues, and then into our clappy bits. Let's try that all together, nice and slow. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1 and 2, 3, 4 and 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1 and 3 and 5 and 6, 7, 8. Still with me? Awesome, cool. So we're going to do that again, exactly the same thing. Quick reminder for the sake of continuity and being able to dance this with music in a minute. Right before we get to that sweepy turn, it's our crawl out and back in with the feet. So always be thinking about the move that came before, and that'll help you stitch things together on the fly like this. So starting with our sweepy turn, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1 and 2, 3, 4 and 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1 and 3 and 5 and 6, 7, 8. This can be our secret handshake when we meet in public and we're like, it's COVID times, we shouldn't shake hands. We can just be like, hey, good to see you, ba-da, ba-da, ba-da. Maybe. Cool. Let's continue. We got like 2 8 counts left and then we're out of this thing. So we just finished ba-da, ba-da, ba-do, ba-da, do, ba, ba. So we're going to split your weight and shake your knees. Frankie called this breeze the knees. I've heard it called several things, but I learned it as breeze the knees. So we're letting the wind flow through there. We got 4 counts, just shaking it. I really like to do things on that. By things I mean, make it a storm with your arms, or be like, yes. Or find some way to like personify the breeze. It's a crazy breeze, or it's a serious breeze, or however you want to do it. But after that, we're going to go wobble, 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 wobble. It's the same thing we were doing, but instead of just being chaos, we're doing 1 in per quarter note. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I'm shifting my weight from side to side. The way I want to finish this is with my weight on my right foot. That's unusual for jazz choreo because it is. But we're going to be on the right foot. We went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Which is why we're leaning to the left first on this. 5, 6, 7, 8. We're going to steal one little move from the Big Apple, the gaze of fire moment that they do. And we're going to step with that left foot. Step, kick, ball, change. That kick is going to be like a reverse bicycle kick. So if I'm doing it this way, I would go step, kick, ball, change. And I kind of bring that knee around behind me. Awesome. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Boop, bop, da, do. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Step, kick, ball, change. And the next bit's going to deviate just slightly from the melody, but it has the feel of it, I think, if you hear it a couple times. But be really aware that we're not going to hit every note in the sax, but we're going to hit a lot of them, and that can be a little bit of a trap. So be aware that we do diverge slightly. You're going to hear boo-da, da-da, which we've heard a lot of times in this song. Boo-da, boo-da, right? Step, kick, ball, change. We're going to do step, touch. And when I do that step, touch, I'm keeping my face and my sternum toward my audience. So I step with my right, and I touch behind. When you're learning this, or maybe just because you like the style of it, you can point your left hand at the audience. So, hey, hey. The Nicholas Brothers would have been something like that, where they sort of Iron Man beam at the audience. But we're not going to do that long, so don't settle into that too much. We went step, kick, ball, change, step, touch, step. So it just comes up and goes, hey, nope. And I'm going to back off a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And if you were on the stream last week, you know a move called Apple Jacks. If you weren't, you're about to learn a move called Apple Jacks really quickly. But we do have the videos from last week up on our YouTube channel, so you can jump back over there and check on it afterward. I do a full breakdown. But for now, we're just going to do 2 Apple Jacks. So we went 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that means on 6, I need to kind of tuck my toe in as though I'd been doing apple jacks already. So watch my left leg for that as I get to count 6. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And those are going to be really dramatic apple jacks. So I'm not looking for that like nice smooth feeling yet. What I want is just a ha-boom, ha-boom. So exaggerate. So just that part from the gaze afar, starting with your left foot stepping. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5, 6. Boom, boom. The way I'm really making that pop is that I'm digging my toe into the floor a little bit. Boom, boom. So as I pop my foot or my knee back, I'm bringing it all the way straight. So I'm not going here where they stay a little bit bent. You see me in the light there. Weird lights. Next step for next week, I think, is fixing our lighting situation so I look a little bit less. But for now, it's working. So we got 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5, 6. Boom, boom. Then we're just going to tone those down and do a little bit of a Singing in the Rain style. All I do is think of you and wander off backward, freeing up the jam circle for the next person or persons who are going to do the dancing. So we've gone 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And deliver the stage to the next group. You'll hear this in the music. The musicians actually do this. The rest of the band gets out of the way, and Doyle comes in on this 8 count with his sax, and it's beautiful. But it's not our turn, it's Doyle's turn, so we're going to get out of the way doing that. In All I Do, they just do this. But we're going to apple jack, because why the heck not? It's good practice. So, that whole phrase starts with the step clappy bit. So let's just do the step clappy bit all the way through the end. So it's step claps, and then we have the breeze the knees, the slow breeze the knees, we have the gaze afar, and then wander off stage. 5, 6, 5, 6, 7, 8. Do-da, do-da, ba-do, ba-da, do-da. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Da-da-da-da. Awesome, cool. One more time, just that section, starting with the 5, 6, 7, 8. Dee-da, doo-da, ba-do, ba-da, do-da. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. As you're turning from intense apple jacks to calm apple jacks, let your heels drop a little bit and let your knees drop a little bit, and it sort of softens everything out. You're just putting extra shock absorber in. So, boom, boom. You kind of melt into it a little bit. For me, this feels a little bit like someone took that shepherd's crook, hooked me on the stage, and was pulling me off stage because I was bad at comedy or something. So have that bleeding from the butt feeling on it. Let's go back. We're going to do the last 2 phrases and kind of glue those together. So this one starts with the sweep around in a circle. Then we have our jazz squares. Then we have our triple steps. We do our hook behind, our Suzy cues, and then we're into our claps. So starting with the sweepy turns. 5, 6, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, and 2, 3, and 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Ba da da ba do ba da do da. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Cool. Hit me with your questions. Otherwise, we're going to run it with music. hear Doyle take over there at the end, right? He's like, this is my turn now. But way better than that. Cool. One last chance. Shoot me your questions. We got about 3 minutes left of class, so I'd love to answer those. Couple of really cool things that are happening at the Syncopation Foundation. First off, we're offering more classes finally. So it's not just going to be this one. What we're going to be doing is opening up a Wednesday evening class for solo jazz technique, and the time on that is still a little variable. If you would like to have a say in that, if you'd like us to move the day, or if you'd like to say it needs to be at this time or I can't attend, there's a survey link in the comment or in the information on this video. So you can jump down there. We are asking you about what kind of programming you want. So not even just classes. If you're like, I just wish you would interview old timers, or I wish you would have live music on the stream, or I wish you would invent new flavors of ice cream on the stream for some reason. Whatever the thing is, let us know in there. Right now, the results are pretty one-sided that folks just don't have a partner to quarantine with. So we're starting with more solo jazz first, but if you would like partner classes, let me know in there and we'll make them happen. I'm fortunate enough to be quarantined with other dancers, so we have some options here. If you are not on our Patreon yet, do go over there and check it out. Do be aware that we have some new stuff coming and some old stuff going. I'm going to chat with all y'all that are on the Patreon here this week, and I think you'll be excited for some of the new stuff that this new tech world that we're opening up allows us to play with. But questions, hit me up. You can either do it in the comments for this video, or you can jump over to Facebook. You can message any of our pages. Syncopation Foundation is the easiest one because it goes to all of us. But there's T-Town Swing and Eastside Stomp, or just me personally. I'm on Instagram and TikTok and Twitter as Lindy Hopping, or at Lindy Hopping, because that's how that works. And I would love to hear from you all there as well. And in the meantime, stay safe and do your best to balance your life with staying safe and speaking truth. I know it's a weird time out there in the world. If you can, jump over to the Eastside Stomp or the Seattle Lindy Hop Facebook group. Our friend Caleb has put up a list of artists who this week are donating all the proceeds of their music to Black Lives Matter and other organizations like that to support folks who could use the help right now. So go get some new jazz music and make it happen. And also just Bandcamp. Bandcamp is a website that sells music and normally gives a pretty good cut to the musicians. This weekend is giving them all the cut. So some folks are donating that along as it comes in. Some folks are just benefiting as artists, but it's a great weekend to shop for new music on Bandcamp. If you have questions, comments, or concerns, hit me up. If you're a swing kid, it's been lovely having our 10 weeks together online. Not as lovely as seeing you in person, but we'll take what we can get. We're not going to stop these classes just because the UW classes are officially done. I'm going to keep doing them because it seems like something that's serving the community. But do fill out the survey below and let me know if it is, and also how I can help in the future. All right. Thanks, y'all. I really appreciate you, and we'll see you on a dance floor eventually.